wake up, you check your phone, you go to work, you pay your bills, you scroll, you sleep, you repeat. You think you're free, but you're not, because you're not living. You're operating inside a system you didn't choose, but were born into. A system designed not for your freedom, but for your compliance. You are in the financial matrix, not one of wires and machines, but one of jobs, debt, consumerism, and silent control. It tells you, get a job, buy stuff, work harder. Maybe one day, you'll be free. But that day never comes, because the matrix isn't broken. It's functioning perfectly. This isn't about fantasy. This is your life. And in this video, we're going to expose the financial trap you were never supposed to question, why hard work no longer equals freedom, the invisible rules that keep you earning and spending in a loop, and how to escape the matrix without burning it down. It's time to take the red pill, because until you see the system, you are part of it. Chapter 1, the matrix is real, and you're in it. The matrix is a metaphor, but it's more real than you think, because there's a system that governs your time, money, behavior, beliefs, and you were plugged into it before you could walk. Here's how it works. You're born into a society that tells you, go to school, get good grades, get a job, work 40 years, retire at 65. Sounds familiar? But here's the truth. This system was designed in the 1800s to create factory workers, not free people. Desks in rows, bells ringing, permission to speak, grades for compliance. And once you're conditioned to follow, you're fed into the economy. You work 40+ hours a week. You give half your time to a company. You give a third of your income to taxes. You use what's left to pay for food, rent, transportation, and bills. And if there's any left over, you're told to spend it. On dopamine, on distractions, on debt. That's the trap. You never stop to ask, is this freedom or is this just maintenance? Because the matrix keeps you just comfortable enough not to rebel and just busy enough not to reflect. Until one day you realize you don't own your time, you don't own your income, you don't even own your thoughts. You are plugged in. And the worst part? You think this is normal. Chapter 2, the loop. Work, spend, repeat. The financial matrix isn't built on chains. It's built on loops. Here's the standard operating program. You work to earn money, to spend money, to survive, to work again. And it repeats, month after month, year after year, decade after decade. Let's break it down. Work, you trade time for money. 40 hours, 50 hours, sometimes more. You get a paycheck. Taxes take the first cut. Rent takes the next. Utilities, car payments, food gone. Spend, now you're tired. You've worked hard, so you reward yourself. A dinner out, a new phone, a subscription, a vacation, a delivery. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Even if it goes on credit, I'll pay it off later. Repeat, then it's Monday again, and you're back on the grind. Not to build wealth, just to pay for the life you already lived last week. That's the loop, and what keeps it going? The fear of falling behind, the belief that more income equals more freedom, the hope that someday it'll get better. But here's the truth. The loop feeds the system. It doesn't serve you. Because no matter how much you earn, if you keep spending, you stay stuck. And the matrix loves stuck people. They never fight back. They just pay on time. Chapter 3, the illusion of choice. The matrix gives you choices, but only between options it controls. You can pick your job, pick your car, pick your clothes, pick your coffee shop. But can you pick freedom? Not if you stay plugged in. Here's how the illusion works. You think you're in charge, but most of your choices are programmed by marketing, by algorithms, by social norms. You don't choose what to want. You're told what to want. Luxury brands, influencers, lifestyle porn, credit-fueled consumption. The matrix whispers, success means having more. Happiness comes from buying. If you don't keep up, you're losing. And so you spend, not because you want to, but because you feel like you have to impress, to cope, to matter. That's not choice. That's conditioning. And every dollar you spend on validation is a dollar that doesn't buy freedom. Because the matrix doesn't care if you're happy. It just wants you busy and broke. Chapter 4, debt, the invisible handcuffs Want to know the Matrix's greatest weapon? Debt. Because debt creates the illusion of prosperity while silently stealing your future. Here's how it works. You can't afford the car, so you finance it. You can't afford the school, so you borrow. You want the lifestyle now, so you swipe. And just like that, you're owned. Not by a person, but by obligation. Debt turns you into a slave to the calendar. You can't quit. You can't rest. You can't take risks. Because every month the bills come. And if you stop moving, the system punishes you. Credit destroyed. Cars repossessed. Calls from collectors. Fear in your chest. That's not living. That's surviving. And the most genius part? The Matrix makes you thankful for debt. You're grateful for your credit card. Grateful for your mortgage. Grateful that someone let you borrow. But they didn't help you. They hooked you. And now you serve. Because debt ill dependence. And dependence ill control. Chapter 5. Waking up. Seeing the system. Every escape begins with awareness. You must see the Matrix before you can leave it. Here are the signs you're plugged in. You live paycheck to paycheck, even with a decent income. You don't know where your money goes each month. You rely on credit to survive. You work more. But save nothing. You feel like no matter what you do, it's never enough. If that's you, it's not because you're broken. It's because the system is working as intended. You were never taught how to invest, how to build wealth, how to escape. You were taught how to participate. So how do you wake up? Step 1, ask better questions. What if success doesn't look like stuff? What if freedom is simpler than I thought? What if I stopped playing the game and designed a new one? Step 2, stop obeying blindly. Cut unnecessary spending. Say no to debt. Disconnect from status competition. Detach from the need to impress. Step 3, choose the red pill. Not to rage, but to rebuild. Because waking up isn't about rebellion. It's about redirection. Chapter 6, Escaping the Matrix. The new path. So what does freedom look like? Not luxury, not applause, not even wealth for its own sake. It looks like choice. Here's the real red pill roadmap. 1, financial awareness. Track your spending. Audit your income. Know your net worth. Clarity is the first weapon. 2, build income leverage. Stop only trading time for money. Start freelancing, selling products, building digital assets, investing. You need cash flow that isn't tied to your time. 3, reject lifestyle inflation. When income goes up, don't let spending follow. Keep your expenses lean. Use the gap to build freedom. 4, eliminate bad debt, pay off consumer debt. Avoid new debt like it's poison, because it is. 5, invest like you mean it, index funds, real estate, businesses. Let your money buy freedom. 6, master your mind. This is 90% psychological. Train your brain to crave freedom, not flex. Detach from the loop. Live below your means. Prioritize peace. Conclusion, the Matrix is real. It's not made of wires or agents. It's made of bills, fears, routines, and quiet desperation. But you don't have to live there. You can wake up. You can unplug. You can choose a life that's designed, not default. Because the real red pill, it's not outrage. It's ownership. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be conscious. Track your money. Break the loop. Build something that gives you options. That's freedom. And freedom is the only thing worth chasing. Comment, what's one loop you're breaking starting today? Like this, if it made you think. Subscribe if you're done being a system player and ready to be a system breaker. The Matrix is strong, but your awareness is stronger.